Why did you come to Ireland?
I came to Ireland for several reasons. First, I wanted to have a vacation, so I've been enjoying all the different tourist places and going on tours, but also because we wanted to finish researching a lot of the relatives and people that we know in Ireland, and so we're trying to piece together our family history. Like many Irish people, we come here looking for our roots and trying to find whoever we can to help us fill in the pieces of our background.
Have you ever been to Ireland before?
I have been to Ireland before in 1999, 2000. 2000 I was in Ireland, and we did go to see many of the relatives who were still alive, which was very fortunate because many of them were in their 80s, and when we went to visit them in Killybegs and Donegal, they were very informative, and we did piece in a lot of things that we hadn't known about our family history. And so fortunately we did at that time not only visit those counties, but we also met a lot of the relatives, whoever we could find who were alive and that we could talk to about our grandparents and the immigration of our parents, our grandparents.
What have you been doing this time in Ireland?
In Ireland this time we have been going to many of the tourist spots, and we've been taking the tours and doing the normal things that tourists do, which we didn't do a lot of last time. And this time we've also been trying to fill in missing pieces, trying to locate some of the relatives through directories and attempting to find places where we could look at some of the registers and things to try to find how our grandparents left Ireland when they did, and also looking for many of the places that they visited and lived in while they were in Ireland. So we've been looking at tourist spots, but also really focusing on where our grandparents rather, came from in Ireland.
What did you find in Killybegs and Donegal?
What I found in Killybegs was a very different harbor from the last time we went there. It was quiet. They had fishing boats, and families fished in the harbor for years and years, and now we find that there's a lot of commercial boats. So the boats were a lot bigger in the harbor, and it seemed like there were fewer boats for the families who fish from Killybegs, and we found that it was a larger commercial town this time with different shops and things that we hadn't seen before. So it looks like it's a lot healthier with the economy, but it's a lot of commercial people fishing as opposed to the families who used to fish in Killybegs. And in Donegal, what we found was that the town was a lot larger, and it seemed very happy, a really bustling town with many shops, and still had the really wonderful charm that we found the last time we were there, but it just seems that there's a lot more activity, and that's a good thing because it seems that the economy is very healthy there in Donegal, fortunately. And unfortunately, many of the relatives that we knew from Killybegs and Donegal seem to not be there anymore. Most likely they have passed away, so it's a little bit tricky trying to find the family now.
How does Galway compare to those towns in Donegal County?
Galway is a lot different than Killybegs and Donegal. We find that it's a larger town with many different sections, for instance the Latin Quarter, with many different shops and different cultures, whereas in Killybegs and Donegal it's a lot smaller, it's very charming, and the people all know each other. If you say a name, they most likely know where the person lived and where they came from. Here in Galway, it seems that it's more like a city, but it's still very charming, and we've really been enjoying the different foods and museums and the different things you can see in Galway. But it is a lot larger town, and the character is a little bit different than the really rustic charm of Killybegs and the very charming town of Donegal. It's very different, but we still like them all.